Never trust an artist. Today, we're talking X-Force 45 on The Newest Mutants! Welcome once again, everybody, to The Newest Mutants. As always, I'm Laz, and I read comic books so you do not have to. Before we jump into X-Force number 45, make sure to hit like and subscribe. And now, let's get rushing into the comic. Our story begins with the Chronicler, a mutant with the ability to direct a person's actions by writing about them. Interesting. He's explaining how the narrator of a story is rarely the most interesting character in a book. In this case, the Chronicler is referring to Colossus, and it was his mind that allowed the Chronicler to, quote, shape Krakoa at the behest of one Mikhail Rasputin, the brother of Peter Rasputin, the one we call Colossus. The Chronicler has been controlling Colossus for a while, but Mikhail now wants to focus his gifts on a member of Orcus, Junwei. Junwei is described as always being in the background of important photos and always being on the periphery of important events within Orcus, but able to shape Orcus from inside without much attention. We see Colossus kidnapping her and then taking her to Mikhail and the Chronicler. The Chronicler goes on to explain that Mikhail is a manipulator and ultimately the true traitor because he will turn on those loyal to him. The Chronicler doesn't know what will happen to Colossus once his influence is being used on Junwei. We see Colossus become disoriented and then realize all of the things that he's done for his brother recently. And as the Chronicler continues to describe this, he's being overcome by guilt. There is an easel set up near him, and Colossus begins to paint. Cut now to Las Vegas, where a sunbathing Deadpool sits poolside and is taking a call from Sage and Domino. This is a very humorous scene. Sage wants him to rejoin with X-Force, but DP, he's not having any of it and is basically making a bunch of excuses for not going back to the team. He has a point, though. He has been working recently with the Avengers in the Unity Squad led by Captain America. Domino and Sage are pretty mad and they really need his help, but Deadpool is like, yeah, my Krakoan island paradise is gone, and so am I. He hangs up and jumps into the pool. No open sores or wounds in the water, Wade? So we cut to Domino and Sage, who are somewhere in the Atlantic headquarters of X-Force, and they're having a hard time gathering allies. This leads Domino to bring up the ring that she stole in the previous issue. She feels it'll be their lucky break in finding Mikhail, and ultimately their teammates, hopefully. Sadly, Sage can't hack it, but Sage thinks it's like extra normal and knows someone who might be able to figure it out. So now we are back with Mikhail, Chronicler, and June. Mikhail is introducing June to the Chronicler and telling her she's about to become a hero for the mutant cause. Orcus's soldier, June, isn't happy about that, and the Chronicler starts writing, and suddenly June becomes a little more agreeable. Cool power, Chronicler. We cut to Colossus, who has now painted a picture of a large monster dressed like his brother eating Colossus. Cut now to Sage and Domino, and they're breaking into a window at the Sanctum Santorum. Of course, that is the home of the illustrious Doctor Strange, and he immediately captures them. The three of them sit down, and Strange wants to be convinced to help the mutants. Of course, first he assures them that despite the genociding that's happening to them across the world, Doctor Strange doesn't, interfere in the affairs of, politics on Earth. That's how nice. But the mutants are safe there at the Sanctum Santorum. Sage describes the ring to Strange, and Strange wants to see it. He performs a little magic on it, and he proclaims the ring itself is not magical. Strange asks a little bit about the creator of the ring, and Sage explains that Mikhail can alter matter, but can do more than that, like create rift dimensions. Strange is reminded of the powers of biomancers, and he goes into his library and opens a book. So back to Mikhail's rift dimension. Mikhail is getting impatient. They need to get Junwei back to Orcus soon. But Mikhail doesn't really seem to appreciate the chronicler's artistic process of attuning with Junwei to get his mutant power working properly. Mikhail wants him to, quote, get to the plot. Chronicler says he'll really like the next part as June readies her weapon. Then, with his back turned, June shoots Mikhail. Mikhail falls and kind of teleports out of the room, I guess. The Chronicler is free, and that's when June turns on the Chronicler. Oops. We see some of the mutants that are being held prisoner by Mikhail, and it looks like something weird is happening, like they themselves are becoming free. Back to Colossus. He has discovered his brother, shot. Mikhail's face is mangled, and that's the book! Welcome now to the part of the show where I thank you for making it this far, and I like to ask a question about the comic at hand. With Mikhail's plan seemingly disrupted, what will happen to him? He's been shot, but Peter has found him. Knowing that Peter has such a big heart, will he do whatever he can to save his brother, even though we saw the art that Colossus made with his brother attacking him? You know, clearly his brother is a monster. But will Colossus try to save his brother? Will Mikhail try to kill Colossus? Let me know in the comments what you think. I really want to know. Time now to give credit where credit is due. First, let's check out this cover right here. It's freaking awesome. This is one of my favorite covers of the year. It is a beautiful cover. Let's do it this way, right? I love the style, the use of color, the ominous face of Mikhail behind everything. Just fantastic art by Daniel Acuna. Amazing. Our writer for this book is Benjamin Percy. Artist is Robert Gill. Color artist goes to guru-efx. And our letterer is Joe Caramagna. As always, our editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics is CB Cebulski. Time now for my takeaways on this issue. A lot happened in a little book. Firstly, we never found out what Doctor Strange's final diagnosis of the extra-natural ring was. I suspect in the coming issue we will find that out, and it will hopefully help Sage and Domino reconnect with the Capture X-Force team. Of course, what will happen to June and the Chronicler? She hates mutants, but he did have some sway over her, even though the last time we saw them, she had a gun to his head. So perhaps she'll show him some mercy. The much larger event, of course, was the attempted murder of Mikhail by Junwei. And how will Colossus ultimately react? Will he fight his brother? How will Mikhail respond to all of this? They are in his rift dimension after all. I'm hoping X-Force can band together and get themselves out of this situation without any casualties. We will see. Now, time for my favorite panels in the book. My third favorite panel is the art that Colossus drew of this conflict between himself and his brother. With his brother drawn as a monster, there's definitely an allegory or some sort of metaphor going on here. But artwork inside artwork is especially awesome. It's like movie inside of a movie. It's a game inside of a game. I don't know. I really like this. Would I hang it on my wall? Maybe. My second favorite piece is this image of Mikhail at the end of this book. His face mangled, blood dripping from his mouth. I love the detail, and Mikhail looks really messed up. It was a very good cliffhanger to end this particular issue on. I like it. Check it out. But my favorite panel, and you know me, I like these full-page panels, is this shot of Mikhail getting shot by Junwei. I love how the Chronicler and June are framed under the arm of Mikhail. Also, gotta love the use of the big blams. Nothing like some sound effects. This was certainly the most shocking part of this comic, and it played out well. This set up Colossus to find his brother, and how all of that will play out, well, that's to be seen. At least it'll happen soon in the next comic, right? 46. And that's the show. Of course, before I go, I have to show off another comic from my collection. And today's issue is Uncanny X-Men 286, it is the second appearance of Mikhail Rasputin, but more importantly, it's got an awesome Jim Lee cover. We have Archangel, Colossus, and Jean Grey here in an exciting action-packed scene. Jim, of course, is an absolute genius when it comes to drawing X-Men covers, and this is another banger. So join us next time when we talk X-Men 27. Until then, this has been The Newest Mutants!